In a place built on observation, twists, and competition, unexpected truths sometimes rise quietly, refusing to be hidden beneath the noise. Big Brother Mzansi wasn't designed to nurture romance. But love, as ever, requires no permission. Where others played games and chased screen time, Ashley, Ogle, and sweet Guluva found something vastly more meaningful. A silent loyalty that needed no stage, a bond that deepened even under the gaze of millions. Their beginnings weren't explosive. They weren't loud. There were no fireworks that demanded to be seen. Instead, what unfolded was subtle. It unfolded gently, like morning sun slipping through a window, slow and golden, impossible to ignore once it arrived. Ashley, dignified and mindful, carried herself with a quiet self-respect that commanded space. Sweet, warm-spirited and emotionally intelligent, moved with his own rhythm. They didn't collide. They didn't compete. They met. With no rush, with no strategy. They gravitated toward each other, not out of need, but out of recognition. Within the walls of the house, where every breath might be analyzed and every word replayed, it would have been easy to hide. It would have been safe to shield anything intimate. But love, even when unplanned, makes itself known. With Ashley and Sweet, the signs appeared in the in-between. A hand resting just slightly longer on a shoulder. A gaze that found its target even in crowded rooms. A laugh that softened just for one another. They weren't performing. They weren't crafting a story. They were being. Their communication didn't rely on declarations. Their bond wasn't proclaimed, it was proven. Day after day, they became one another's mirror. Not a mirror that flatters, but one that reflects gently, truthfully, lovingly. When the doors of Big Brother closed and the outside world came roaring back, there was no script left to follow. And that's where many bonds unravel. But for Ashley and Sweet, the glare of spotlights and social scrutiny only served to clarify what they already knew. They were not simply compatible housemates. They were anchors to one another. Being watched is one thing. Staying real in full view is another. But stepping into the messiness of real life and choosing again, each morning, to lean into connection, that's what defines something enduring. Ashley did not seek to extend a storyline. Sweet didn't chase clout. Their bond transcended exposure. What they built wasn't a moment. It was an offering. And they chose to protect it, not by hiding it, but by honoring it with every action outside the lens. What they began building wasn't glamorous. It wasn't filtered. It was foundational. Quiet mornings, shared chores, learning each other's fears and dreams and small habits. These were their bricks. Real love doesn't survive because of grand moments. It grows when you ask how someone's day was and actually listen to the answer. It strengthens when you're tired but still show up. When life becomes ordinary and somehow that still feels like magic. For Ashley and Sweet, forever isn't just a wish. It's a commitment under construction. Each day, they add a beam of trust. Each challenge they face becomes a pillar. Each joy is a fresh coat of color. Their love isn't aesthetic, it's architectural. There are things they say without speaking. Ashley's eyes soften when Sweet is nearby, not with infatuation, but with peace. He relaxes into himself when she is close, not to be saved, but seen. They learned early that proximity isn't intimacy. Touch isn't affection. Chemistry isn't commitment. So, they crafted their own language. Small nods, inside jokes, the rhythm of walking in step. They don't finish each other's sentences. They let each other finish thoughts. No one else speaks their dialect. That's what makes it sacred. In a world where doubt is often easier than faith, Ashley and Sweet operate differently. They move with a soft certainty. Not every moment is perfect. Not every interaction is smooth. But what doesn't change is trust. Trust that they are safe in one another's presence. Trust that they are heard, even when silent. Trust that they can grow, evolve, shift, and still be chosen. That trust was never demanded. It was earned. Slowly, intentionally. Loyalty isn't only about staying when things are good. It's about showing up for the mundane. It's in answering the phone even when you're tired. It's remembering someone's favorite tea. It's defending their name in rooms they're not in. It's correcting each other kindly. Standing together, not just in photographs, but in decisions. Ashley does not need to shout her loyalty. It's in her eyes when Sweet speaks. It's in the way she folds their story into her own identity, never treating it like a side note. Sweet does not broadcast his faith in her, but he expresses it in consistency, in care, in showing up. They are not bound by obligation, but by devotion. Not every season has been smooth. There were moments of noise. Times when public opinion wavered or speculated. But their connection, unmoved. They didn't respond to gossip. They didn't perform affection as proof. They simply continued. That's where many falter, facing misunderstanding, feeling overwhelmed by pressure. But Ashley and Sweet remembered who they were before the crowd. Before commentary. They chose silence when silence was needed. They chose each other when that choice wasn't easy. They didn't bend for approval. They stood quietly, side by side, and weathered the storm. They are not ornaments. Their connection is not a performance. It's a foundation, a hearth, a structure that holds warmth even when the world feels cold. They're building a life, not for the timeline, not for the clout, but for the simple joy of belonging somewhere, to someone. Ashley brings groundedness. Sweet offers lightness. Together, they create balance. They are not each other's halves. They are each other's horizons. Each morning is a fresh page, and Ashley and Sweet never stop writing. It could be easy to coast, to rely on momentum. But love like theirs insists on presence. They don't love each other out of nostalgia. They love forward. They plan. They forgive. They dream. They sharpen and support. Forever, for them, is not a destination. It is the act of showing up, daily, willingly, lovingly. Their love doesn't crowd. It doesn't confine. It expands. It allows for space. For separate goals, for individual passions, for solitude when needed. Ashley isn't diminished by Sweet's presence. She's illuminated. Sweet isn't lost in her orbit. He's centered. They don't claim ownership of each other. They offer citizenship in each other's lives, with full freedom and full welcome. What they've learned, and what they live, is that to love someone is to witness them. To see their past with compassion, their present with clarity, and their future with hope. They walk alongside, not in front, not behind. They don't interrupt each other's healing. They honor it. They don't rush each other's growth. They water it. They don't mirror the world's expectations. They hold up truth like a lantern and say, "This is who we are." Because it's theirs. Not curated. Not calculated. It's full of complexity, laughter, missteps, and learning. It's alive, breathing, evolving. And more than that, it's rare. Two individuals, whole in themselves, choosing to become a home for each other. Not completing, but complementing. Not blending into sameness, but standing in tandem. In a time when trends eclipse truth, and viral moments distract from real ones, Ashley and Sweet stand as a reminder that love, real love, is a slow build. It's in the patience of understanding, the grace of apology, the courage to grow side by side. They remind others, especially the watchers, the young dreamers, the skeptics, that love is not only possible, but powerful. It can root you, lift you, shape you. They are not icons. They are two people choosing and continuing. And in that choice, a legacy is growing. Quiet, resilient, unmistakable. They are not entangled. They are connected. They are not performing unity. They are living it. They are not trying to be seen. They are trying to see each other better and deeper every day. This is not a story that ends with applause. It doesn't need to. Because real love doesn't close with a curtain. It grows with time. Ashley and Sweet were never a story made for others. They were, and still are, a haven made for each other. Thank you. Please, where are you watching us from?